Each of us wants romantic love, but the problem is that not everyone knows the principle of a happy attitude. I didn't know either.
As we mentioned in the last video, oxytocin is the main like in love. Oxytocin is the main like. This like consists of the language of love.
All people know how to love, but everyone love in different ways. These are 5 ways, only 5 ways, 5 conditional which we try love and express to our warm feelings.
These are words of encouragement, time, gifts, help, and the touch.
This theory was invented by Gary Chapman. When a person born, he doesn't know any language at all.
But he is able to learn any language that his environment speaks.
This language he learned in childhood from your parents, friends, and others.
To be native and the most understandable for you, and all the language will be incomprehensible and until you decide to learn them, and exactly the same story happens with love language.
Every person learns language of love in his life and think all other people speak it.
This is not so, and therefore it turns out that two people who love each other cannot fairly express their feelings, because each shows that in his own way and expect exactly filled with love. If a vessel is a regular relationship, then the ship develops harmoniously, and is not, then he begins to demand attention. When children grow up, a vessel and does not disappear anywhere. We still need love, and that Simon is neighbor. And if we don't understand the manifestation of the love at once, we can feel left alone, or maybe we just need to find out what language of love do you speak.
While when people just meet and they fall in love,
they have complete mutual understanding.
But after several years of life and after marriage, love seems to fade away.
Also, they accept in their minds whether to some show and understand their feelings what happened. So let's sort out of the fact or the matter in that love and falling in love are just different things. Love is a conscious choice. Falling in love is just in actions. When you are already in love, you're already in love. This is just in excess. When you are already in love, you already seem to be in paradise, in an ideal world in which everything is perfect, and the partner is ideal, and it seems life there is nothing more to state. Human is maximality, but we are exactly but hard to. And when falling in love passes, and every after 2 years, various clients appear deletion their rights to occupy time, money, attention, and so on, and the spots become like enemies to each other.
But falling in love passes, only then true love can appear. The first language is words.
Of engagement, as this is not only a phrase. Well done, this language also includes phrase with sweeping of a sports encouragement words, is business and sports lines in general. It is present for example, and in order to express your life. On this way, you don't need to invent anything significant. You can get by with simple formulations and remarks on any pleasant little themes. For example, how does this suit you? And you cook so delicious. Well done. One of the main mistakes in relationships is more dimension than tones and wording, because instead of just calling us kid for please take out the trash, we say that again I can take out the trash. Hard to guess. From the outside, it seems that I'm saying some obvious banal things. Yes, but it's man life. You really don't notice until what tone we are talking with love at once. Maybe words alone won't be enough
because your spouse may speak different love language. For example, a second language of time.
Its main thing for those who speak the language of time is to be together with a loved one. Being together means paying attention to each other, not just sitting side by side, not being in the same room. Namely, they interact with each other when they do something together. You have shared memories, and this is an incredible source of joy and strengthening of your relationship. This language of love is enough just to religion and just and help us. Go for a walk together, bake, play something, do homeworks together, and enjoy any activity in general.
Third love language, love. One is the most traditional language of love.
Because it gives is generally considered a thing of attention, but do not trust to think that this language is not only bait people to give something away to another person. Only one feelings can really arise, and it doesn't have to be some super exhaustive gifts. If can be any little things with flowers picture along the way, cake, romantic poster, anything. If one person speaks the language of kids, then the very fact that they thought an invention is important for him. They found somewhere gaff is to him, and he most likely will keep all these little things carefully.
And the person is should only expensive present, then gifts aren't his language. For language of love, help.
For love language, help and the warriors. And for people who speak this language, your help will be the biggest, the most honest declaration of love. In the household chores, at work, in hobbies, in personal matters, talk about life, and they will still somehow doubt you love, and it's worth just watching. He flirts over Dylan with until all you love will become of you. True as always, there are extremes, and the people sometimes sit on their necks. If the spouse uses you and doesn't put any penny, you endure and keep doing a binge of doing things it's awful life. Because you help, he becomes balanced. A truly loving person will say, I can't stand all this because it's all bad for both from us. And the help should not turn into meekness and service. 5 language of love touch. The design to touch is also a fairly common way of showing love, but you need to understand that this isn't only hugs, kisses and sex. Any fleeting touches belong to this language. This is a hand on the shoulder, lucky hand. Such manifestation of love are quite simple in performance and can be used to size the day between color activity just passing by, or pornography, or when you are sitting watching a series and so on. Again, if your spouse purity is sex and all the tactile manifestation, then this isn't his love language.
Children and the love language, as I have mentioned, person when birth doesn't speak any language.
But at the same time, a child may have some language move strangely at a young age, and it is quite easy to understand by his behavior, because if a child is constantly reaching for you, then his thoughts means if he constantly asks to be with him, to almost look at what he drew, then his tonight language means time all the time. The world makes gifts, and the science with happiness when it gives you, it means his thank is gifts. and so on, judging because it will seem that this simple theory has saved such a hot number at marriage. It becomes clear that love is all we need, and even if sees that you are deeply unhappy and not loved by anyone, it might just be worth finding out what language of love you speak.
Good luck. Love each other, complement each other. Fly.